Happy Camper Radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Happy Camper Radio Show, the only place to be when you're ready to talk camping. Camping is what we're about. Camping is all we talk about. Today, we're coming to you from the lovely mountains of North Georgia, and Daniel is with us here today. Daniel, what a beautiful day this turned out to be.
I know, I told you. This is a surprise, isn't it?
It certainly is. Normally, if I'm by myself, rain will follow. But to bring you along, I can count on a great day. And we've got a great show lined up here for you today. Stick around. I know you're going to enjoy it.
Happy Camper Radio.
And the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners just like yourself. You can find us in the iTunes Store and Podbean, MyRoGuide, Stitcher, the BlackBerry Podcast Directory, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, and, of course, on Spotify. Tell all your friends to tune in to Happy Camper Radio today. You can catch us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. You like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you came up.
Yes, a retired guy now with all the time in the world on his hands.
Yeah.
And Daniel, check out the new shirt.
I saw that.
Check out the new shirt. It says what?
It says, I'm retired, every hour is happy hour. Happy
every
camping
hour is happy camper
camping
hour.
hour.
Yes, that indeed. We got to get that printed in there somewhere, okay? And I'll be wearing this shirt all the time.
Well,
No,
I had to take off today, so, you know, you're living the life. I'm jealous.
I take off every day now.
You too.
I can tell you this much, Daniel. It is really starting to settle in.
Yeah.
You know, the times that I have spent working the overnight shift, 14 years.
That's a
is
lot.
a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to sleep real well. And this great little Fitbit watch that I have on, I'm now monitoring my sleep at night. So every day when I wake up, I get to see how many hours I slept, how well I slept.
Yeah, I hear your roommate loves to hear that information.
Oh, yes. You heard about that at dinner last
did
night.
hear that.
And incidentally, folks, we had a great retirement dinner last night. Daniel and his wife were there, and neighbors across the street. And, of course, Miss Crocker, she was there as well.
She was?
So, yeah, we had a great dinner.
In all
had
her
a great
glory.
time. And thank you for that wonderful card. I'm not going to repeat what it said on there, okay?
Oh, yeah. Had something to do with the donkey. So,
Yeah,
you know.
it was real great. It's not a Democrat thing. You know? But anyway, no, we're not camping today. We actually came up here to Daniel's second property.
Well, it's in my family, so I figure I'd let Skip see what the weekend home looks like and take him out to the park near our trailer. This is Carter's Lake around here, in this little park that we're sitting at doing the show. And I just wanted to show him, you know, what the mountains are all about. This is how the Pitts family does the mountains.
And check out this lovely view behiund us, Daniel. Yes, this is Carter's Lake.
Yep.
It's a far cry from what we're used to back home.
It is.
Yeah, we don't have a real beautiful lake like that unless you want to get around Lake Sidney Lanier.
Yep.
And our featured campground of the show today is going to be a campground near Lake Sidney Lanier. So we're going to check that out. But right now, Daniel, we have some shout-outs.
Ah!
Yes, okay, let's say hello first of all to Brad Moore of Pisgah, Alabama, Sarah Kermode of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Dirk Orlinger of Macon, Missouri. They like us on Facebook. To Nasta Newton RV of Hudson Valley, New York, Sean Fox, Robert Kingston of New York City, and finally to Platinum Wave Campers of Hampton at Arden, England.
Ooh.
They like us on Twitter. Thank you all so very much for joining us. And more importantly, thank you for being a part of this great Happy Camper Radio family. Want to be on the show? Want to talk to Daniel and I when we're in the studio? Hey, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. Well, Daniel, being the fact that I'm up here for the day,
Right.
let's talk about one-day getaways.
Okay.
All right, and that's exactly what this is. Now, keep in mind the coronavirus nonsense that's floating around out there that, you know, we really haven't gotten over completely is keeping some people at home.
Yep.
Unfortunately, because of the fact that some people have been out of work for so long and are now getting back to work, you know, they got to build up that reserve again.
There you go.
And, you know, sometimes it's going to take a little bit before
Yeah.
you can get away for maybe
gotta
2-3
start
days
small. You
or
gotta-
even a week.
You got to crawl
Right.
before you run.
But, you know, if you've got enough money to fill your gas tank
Yep.
and get away, you can come up to a place like this, which
Yep.
is roughly how many miles from home?
It's about 70,
About
maybe.
70 miles, and it took a couple hours to get up here, considering a couple
It
stops
took
that we
a
had
couple
to make.
pit stops.
Yeah, a couple pit stops. That's no pun intended. And yes, my stomach was growling on
Yes,
the way,
it
so
was.
I had to go for
We
those.
had to feed
I
Skip.
had to go for that firehouse sub.
There
I'm
we
talking
go.
the big Italian sub. I don't think I'll be ready to eat till probably 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Cool.
But yeah, Daniel, I'm really excited about coming up here today. And you know, folks, if you think about some of the places around where you live, maybe not even close by, I have always considered a camping trip, and you've heard me talk about this on the show before. Anything under 100 miles is considered to me a short distance camping trip. We're up here 70 miles away.
We are.
All right. And this is one of those one-day getaways.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have a lot to show. And Daniel, look what I got here just the other day.
Ooh.
My brand new GoPro 8 Black.
Nice.
Yeah, spent a little bit of money on
Little
this one
bit.
here. And it's shot some great video already. And we're actually going to take a walk around here today and take a look at some of the scenery. Daniel, look at this beautiful scenery right over here.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
Very gorgeous.
I could sit here for hours and just stare at this. Of course, I would have to be under the shade because I don't get along with the sun too well.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a fall and wintertime camper. And being retired, that's why I'm not out camping right now.
Exactly.
Because the heat is not going to agree with me no matter how many days I spend out there, whether it be 1, 2, 5, or 10.
Yeah.
Okay? And of course, I want to focus some vacation time or some camping time around your vacation schedule
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're still working and you've got how
I
many
am
more
still
years
working.
to go?
I am 17.
17. You're going to make it. You'll
Yeah.
make it, Daniel.
One day.
Yeah. But what I'd like you folks to do out there is, if you can, and get an opportunity to check out some locations maybe within 100 miles of home. If you could put some gas in the tank, if you can get away, if the car's in some decent shape, and you're still around home, you're not doing too much of anything, this will be an opportunity to pack the kids in the car, throw some cold drinks, and Daniel and I have had some
There you
cold
go.
ones here.
All right.
Yeah. We keep ourselves refreshed. And, you know, kids, they love their soft drinks. They love their, you know, whatever, popsicles and what
Coke.
have you.
We call it Coke in Georgia, Skip.
Coke and Georgia Pop, they call it up in the
we don't do
northeastern
the pop
section.
down here,
I
Skip.
totally long forgotten about that until you brought it up. But yeah, throw some of that in the cooler and just get away to a place just like Carter's Lake here,
Yep.
folks. If anything, you can take a walk around the park here.
There's
along
nature
these-
trails.
There are
There's a
na-
bunch of overlooks. There's the dam over there, biggest dam east of the Mississippi, and actually right around the corner is Fort Mountain State Park. So I mean that's about 30 minutes away, and there's all kinds of amenities and things to do there. And this whole area up here, we're not too far from the AT. I mean, it's a paradise up here, really.
It really looks it, Daniel. And this particular park we're in is called
It's just Carter's Lake. It's run by the Army Corps of Silver. bleh.
Army Corps of Engineers.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have me along, don't you?
You do. Thank you. You keep me in line. But
Yeah.
since the coronavirus is going on, there's no fee. But usually there's like a $5 fee to get into the park, and there's all kinds of amenities. Y'all can't see it, but you might see it in the B-roll. But there's basketball courts. There's a volleyball net. They've got the playground shut down now, but there's playgrounds. We're at a picnic table. They've got grills over here. Big lake. You just put your boat, pontoon, kayak. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, me and Deidre went out here and we put our inflatable kayaks out and we gave those a taste toast. So it was really fun, and I just love getting up here. This is my third time this year coming up to the trailer, and I look forward to it every time. It just makes me feel so good to be up here.
And of course, you know, we're up here in the middle of the week, so we pretty much have the park to
We
ourselves.
are by ourselves.
Yes,
folks.
over in this section here, there is
No one.
nobody. And take a look
It's
at that,
us and
folks.
the
Yeah.
gnats.
Plenty of room here. If you had the kids up in a place like this, plenty of room to let them run around. And you know kids, folks, they've got to get out
Oh,
of the
yeah.
system. And, you know, turn them loose in a place like this where, you know, they're not going to get in any trouble. They're not going to get hurt. Just let them put their hair down, let their hair down, and run around and get it out of their system. They'll sleep well on the way home.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good spot for backyard games. I told Skip that I've got cornhole back at the trailer, and we might be doing some video of that. I could do a little demonstration if y'all are interested. And show you all about the backyard game world.
Yes, and we talked about that on the show last week. You were
We
talking.
did.
You were big on the cornhole. Okay, I'm anxious
It's
to see
one
that.
of one of many.
Okay,
one of many
well,
games.
since you decided to talk about a different game every week, which one are we going to talk about today?
Ooh, I haven't really thought about it, but there's a game called Rollers, and there's a little cylinder like a pyramid, about 15 feet away from each other, and it's got a string on top, and you throw these discs. They're like wooden discs about this thick, and they have different colors, and on each disc there's a number. There'll be like a 1 and a 6, a 4 and a 2, different numbers, and you play to 21 and you roll them closest to the little pyramid, and whoever's closer gets the points. So you got to figure out which way you want to land the disc from side to side, and you play to 21. I just bought the expansion set in case more than 2 people want to play, and it's a lot of fun. It's really kick. So that would probably be mine. It's called Rollers.
And these games really are not all that expensive, are they?
No, that one's about maybe $40. I mean, actually, so on our way up here, I had to get a bathing suit, and we stopped by a sporting goods shop, and they actually have a whole section of outdoor games. So I mean, it's all there.
And folks, if you really don't want to spend a whole lot of money, maybe the money is kind of short right now. And you want to have something for the kids to do. If you came to a place, take a look at this, like Carter's Lake, all you have to do is bring a badminton set.
Yep.
All right, if you've got one of them sitting in the garage, all right,
It's
hey,
in the car.
you've got a
I
net
brought it with
already
me.
set up here. You've got basketball hoops already set up. Bring the basketball along. All right, and folks, don't be afraid to get out there and get dirty with the kids. So they're going to be looking for fun, and if you're at a campground and you have some neighbors nearby that got kids, let them get acquainted, let them run and get it out of the system.
Kids love to play chase, and that don't cost nothing.
And just about every campsite you go to, or every state park like this, Daniel, you've got grills too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
everywhere.
so bring your bag of charcoal with you. Bring the cold cuts, and want to pop something on the grill. Make sure you bring your wire brush and clean it off.
We
real
usually
well
put
because-
aluminum foil on ones like these, just in case we don't get it scrubbed down enough. We always use aluminum foil. You ever do that?
No, not really. I make a point to scrub it down, and I usually got that butter spray that I like to spray all over the grill.
There you
But
go.
You got to make sure, no matter if it was just recently used by somebody or it's been sitting there for quite some time, you've got to clean that grill, especially if it's been sitting for a while, because these birds, Daniel, they take perfect aim, and you definitely want to make sure there's nothing on that grill that you want to get mixed in with the food that you're grilling.
That's true.
Okay? So make sure you do that, or if you want to bring a little hibachi grill along, you can do that
you
too.
can
It's
bring
just-
your own little baby Weber.
But that's all part of a one-day getaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
we usually go up to Chattanooga, and we do a bunch of stuff in Chattanooga. But I mean, that's spending some money. But it doesn't even have to be 70 miles away. If it's a park, just a park with a bunch of amenities, I mean, you're good to go right there.
And one of the things, Daniel, and I usually are the guy that brings everything.
You bring everything.
But in a case like this, I forgot to bring the bug spray.
Yeah.
And
I had it back in the
just
trailer.
right-
I didn't know it was that bad.
Folks, right before we signed on here, that's the first thing Daniel's complaining about. And I think I stepped on a wasp here just to get him out of my hair. And Daniel's having a problem with gnats.
Actually, I'd like to get you to film some footage of. They're called Carpenter Bee Traps. There's one at the trailer. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but they're little traps where the bee goes in, and there's a little mason jar on the bottom, and it traps the bees because there's a lot of decks around here with the trailers, and those bees like to eat the wood. So that's one of the deterrents that they have to get rid of the carpenter bees.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Daniel, even if you don't want to travel, a couple 100 miles, away, that's a pretty long distance.
Yeah.
Or even 50 miles for that matter. Chances are there's going to be a county park nearby. And just like we've talked about right after my retirement, that I started spending a lot of time over at the Yellow River Park,
Yeah, and that's
which
just
is about
trails.
a mile from home.
Mm-hmm.
And I go over there and I meet people just about every day when I get on the trail. Always looking to talk to somebody, always looking to meet up with somebody. And the trail's not that long, the paved trail that is. It maybe take you 15, 20 minutes to walk the loop. if you're walking, pretty
Yeah.
fast, maybe 30 if you're just taking a good stroll. But I like to go about there 2 or 3 times and everything.
Nice.
And that's how I get my exercise in. I think it's really great.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you don't want to make that one-day trip, far away from home, consider it maybe close by, because even a park like Yellow River, they do have pavilions like this.
Yep.
And they've got picnic tables and they've got grills.
They do.
And in some cases, they have play sets.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
you could turn the kids loose on the playground if you want to do just that, and that'll work very well too. So there's a number of options that you have available, and we're just introducing you to one of them today, and we're throwing some video in here while we're talking of some of the scenery, and hopefully that will encourage you, maybe entice you to think about maybe the one-day trip somewhere if you're not interested in taking a camping trip, or if you're not available to take a camping trip right about now. I really hate the fact, this coronavirus came on so very suddenly.
It did.
And we never really thought right there at the very beginning what effect that was going to have on the camping industry.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was a lot of campgrounds, especially the private campgrounds,
Yeah.
where you're going to get that extra special care when you show up at their particular campground. Even those campgrounds have been shut down as a result of this. So, there's a lot of people hurting and suffering. And just recently, I've noticed on the web that a lot of the Army Corps of Engineers sites have reopened.
Yeah, like
So-
this one.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any camping around here.
There is camping around here. I've never been to the campgrounds because, we have the trailer right next door. But there is camping. Last time we came, they were closed, but they might be open. I don't know. We might check that out later on.
I was kind of surprised when we actually pulled into your estate where you're at right now, Daniel.
My estate.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Stately
you had
estate.
You had to swipe the card.
Yep.
The middle gates opened
Yep.
up. You're like,
Yep.
whoa! How
It's
about
like
this?
the pearly gates of heaven.
And and there's I'm thinking about motor homes and mobile homes and everything, and I'm looking, what? Hey, this is cool. This is
Yeah.
neat. It's a great place to get away.
It is. It really
So,
is.
and you get up here, what, how about 3 times you say?
Oh, it's my 3rd time this year. We're trying to go at least once a month until wintertime sets in. So as much as possible, really, because it's cheap, and you know how I like to be cheap, and it just
I don't understand why.
it just makes I don't know, it just takes all the pressures from everyday life. It just takes that stress off you. I mean, I was telling him while we were coming up here, we were going on the road up here, and it's off the highway, and I said, when we get to this spot, my stress just melts away. And that's what it's all about. I mean, just go somewhere and let the stress melt off you, because it's going to happen. Because when you're in that tight little bubble that you've been, quarantined in your house, or you haven't been able to go many places, it's going to feel so good to actually get out here, get out in the nature, and you'll be amazed at how good you feel. I mean, that's why I love camping, and that's why I like being out in nature so much. It's just such a stress reliever,
Daniel, you've got the scenery.
Uh-huh.
In a lot of cases, you've got wildlife.
Yep.
Some kids have never seen a deer in their entire life because they live in the city, and that's a
crazy.
really big shame. But and if not anything, come out here and breathe the fresh air.
There you go.
You can just feel it. You can just smell it in the air. Just the freshness of being up here. And you know what? It even gets better when you get down by the lake.
Oh yeah,
And,
it's clean today. It's
yeah,
nice
and look
and
at it.
green.
We've got some.
It's
we got
beautiful.
some,
I'm telling you, we'll show you some pictures, but it is gorgeous out here. This lake is
we've got some people
amazing.
out on the lake right now. Some motorboats out there. This
Yeah,
would be a
looks
great
like a
time if
jet
you
ski.
do have a boat.
Yeah.
And what have I been dreaming of here since I've been
the
retired?
pontoon. He wants the pontoon.
One of these
boat.
days, I am going to get a pontoon boat, folks. All right, and hopefully it's going to be sometime soon. And most likely, I'll probably buy it in the wintertime where I can get a good deal.
There
on
you
it.
go.
But think about this: doing a Happy Camper radio show right in the middle of the lake.
There you go.
All right.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll wear the captain hat.
There you go. Yep.
I don't know if we'll be able to get the missus to come along with you.
My missus will come along
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, yeah, I don't know about the housemate. If
The
she's
housemate,
gonna-
yeah,
if
housemate.
she's going to come along, but hey, that doesn't stop me from having fun.
There you go,
okay?
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what it's all
Nothing's
about.
going to stop me from going out and relaxing, especially this time of year or any time of the year now that I am retired. And it's going to be great to get more and more of these shows in, Daniel.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to get some times where we can just get away, and bring the gear up here.
Exactly.
You take a look at some of the gear that we're using right now, Daniel.
Top of the line.
Yeah. Okay. It works great. It provides great video, and I love doing YouTube videos. I love working in the studio.
You do.
I love that gear. I love sitting behind the console. I love punching the buttons and everything. All right, and having you as a sidekick right next to me. But hey, getting out here and being right in the middle of what we're talking about.
Yep.
You
No
just
dogs
can't-
barking here, Skip. Remember like last week?
Dogs have a tendency to chase you because you're
They
a mail
do.
carrier.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
can smell it on me.
Yeah, I can really believe on it. I can really see why. But for a day like today, we're going to go around. We're going to take a look at some of the scenery. It's still rather early, and your wife is coming up later on tonight.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
It's
night, is it?
Thursday.
Oh.
See, he's already in that retirement mentality. Every day
that's
Saturday
right.
for
When
him.
retirement will do that to you. You forget
Every
what
day
day it is.
Saturday.
I'm thinking it's Wednesday already. Yeah, all right. Okay, but that does happen, and so what?
It does.
Okay. And you can decide what time you go to bed and what time you want to
Exactly.
get up. Folks, I'm not trying to lay it into you, okay? But anyway, I'm going to be making it back tonight, late tonight. And I've got to get this video produced and, take some time to do that. And, of course, I've got some high-quality gear coming in tomorrow that I'm expecting. A
There you
couple
go.
things I'm going to have to sign for and some things, I'd rather not leave on the front porch when nobody is home and try to pick it up later on. I'm not saying we're going to have that problem in our neighborhood, but I would hate to think that something was delivered to my door and I pull up at home and see no packages there.
Yeah. Oof.
That's a terrible thing.
It is. That's why all these people have these ring cameras.
Ring bells, yeah.
I think that helps a lot with people stealing packages and stuff because as a mailman, it's not like, I don't want to be these people on the evening news, so I always put the package down as gently as possible because I always worry because I see it so many times that a UPS guy or a FedEx guy just throws it at the door, and I just don't want to be on the evening news.
Yeah, and you got to be very careful with something like that,
Yeah.
especially in your profession.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would definitely do that for sure. But I don't really have to worry about too much of anything right now.
No, you don't.
I'm, looking at producing a lot of shows.
Yep.
Which I'm going to be doing here since it's summer, and I'm not really getting out all that much.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the wintertime or in the fall time, I don't know what your schedule is going to be. If you want to be out there in that
Yep.
pop-up camper, yours in the
There we
cool
go.
weather.
Well,
All right,
we're
but,
thinking about going down to the beach in October, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, going down the beach, like you're talking about, like maybe Augusta?
Well,
Savannah?
Savannah
Okay.
area.
Savannah's
actually,
not too
we've already
bad in
got
the fall or winter.
Well, actually, I think we've scheduled one for July. I think we're going for Deidre's birthday in July down there because she wants the beach. The mountains are easy for us to get to, but the beach takes a few more hours. It takes about 3 or 4 hours to get there from where we are. But she loves the beach. She doesn't like to get in the ocean, but she likes the beach. So there's that. But I love the beach. I love the ocean. I love the waves. I love the mountains. I love nature, period. So,
Yeah,
I
folks,
can't go wrong.
And if you are going to be going out today, and of course, I'm no health specialist or anything like that, keep in mind social distancing, especially if you're going out to a campground or if you're maybe just going to the beach for a day, maybe at the lake. There may be a lot of people swimming, a lot of people at the pool. The pool over here where you're at, Daniel, there was a lot of folks
Oh,
there
yeah,
today.
there's tons of people there.
Yeah, and social distancing really wasn't on the minds of people, but
Nope.
definitely, you don't want to run into a situation where you come back home and find out that, you've got to be quarantined for about 14 days. You don't want to do that. Okay, so, you're the parents, you have kids, you decide what is best for them. Okay, but that's something to keep in mind, especially in this day and age when we're dealing with that. Daniel and I are out here in the beautiful air, and we're not wearing masks.
No, we're
All right?
not. We're the
Yes.
only two people here.
Yes, and if I did have to get a mask, it would be a happy camper mask.
There you go.
Okay. Yes, get one of them. All right, Daniel, it's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
And this week, Daniel, we take you to Lake Sidney Lanier. Almost got it out there. Lake Sidney Lanier.
Lanier.
And I should have
Lake
that one down
Lanier,
pat
we
because
call it.
it's not very far from home.
It's not that far.
It's about an hour's drive away, and it's located in Hall County, Georgia. We're going to take you this week to the Duckett Mill Campground. With over 692 miles of shoreline, the lake is well known for its aqua blue water, spectacular scenery, and a variety of recreational activities. Check it out. They've got some pictures right there on their website. The lake has over 11 million visitors annually. It's constructed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in the 1950s. Lake Lanier is a multi-purpose lake that provides for flood protection, power protection, water supply, which, services us, Daniel.
That's our water.
Yeah, and navigation, recreation, and fish and wildlife management facilities. The campground boasts 97 sites with water and electric hookup, plus 14 tent-only sites. Restroom and showers are there, laundry facilities, a playground for the kid. Like I said, let them loose, let them have a great time. A lot of great amenities. Yeah, check it all out right there on their website. The lake's expansion, 38,000 surface water acres. Touches 5 counties in North Georgia. We talk about my pontoon boat, Daniel.
That's right.
That would be the place to put it. Yeah, okay? And it's like I say, only 1 hour from the city of Atlanta. So, from some of our local listeners back home, if you want to get away, you want to make that one-day trip, and I know they've got beaches up there.
They got a water park up there.
They've got a lot of stuff at Lake Sidney Lanier. But if you want to go and take your camping equipment with you, consider Duckett Mill Campground. It is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip and Daniel on happycamperradio.com.
And if you have a campground you would like for us to feature on the program, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. Be sure to include a link to the campground website. Well, Daniel, that's going to wrap it up for us right here
All right.
at Carter's Lake. Let's
Yep.
take a walk around and see see what this is all about. I know you've been up here for quite some time. This is the first time for me. And again, thank you so much for having me up here today.
Absolutely.
And folks, we're going to be talking to you next week when we're back in the studio. Once again, having a great time. Daniel and I are going to be right there for you. Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. Be like somebody like myself, somebody like Daniel. Do your part. Go to your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. This guy definitely is a happy camper. And you better believe it, folks. Hang around with us. We're going to make you a happy camper, too. Catch you next week. Have a good one, everybody. This is Happy Camper Radio.
Happy Camper Radio.